by the power of Yeshua HaMashiach, the love of God, the grace of the Holy Spirit, I can say very humbly that I have cleared my skin from severe hormonal breakouts. Okay, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. I have a list here on my phone of the things that I did, and we're going to go through each one of them because there's quite a few. But right off the bat, I'm going to give you my top three. Now, of course, number one is Jesus Christ. Yes. And the reason I say Jesus Christ is because my faith has given me the belief that God can do anything, right? God can raise someone from the dead. Therefore, God can clear my skin naturally. And let me make that a big point here. So, when I say naturally, I mean that. I mean that. And let me go over a little bit of my journey. I had hormonal acne that was up and down, but for the most part, it was really present for years. I'm talking about from the time I was about 16 years old up until maybe a year ago when I was 24. When I was 24 and into 25 is when things have been, decreasing. And it's because I have intentionally done things to do it. I switched my identity from someone who doesn't believe they have clear skin into the identity of someone who does have clear skin, and their skin just continues to get clearer and clearer. I may still have a little thing here or there, but it's nothing compared to what I've had before. And the struggle is real. If you know, you know. So when I say naturally, I mean naturally. I went and stopped doing everything. But before, I was going to the dermatologist, getting my prescriptions, right? The Epiduo or the tretinoin or the clindamycin wipes. I've done it all. I've seen it all. I did not go on birth control because I was just against that. And I did not do spirulactone, whatever that's called, because I just did not want to be on medication anymore. And I remember the last time I went to the doctor because my skin was breaking out and I just really just didn't understand why, because I was on tretinoin and I had I think I had stopped using it though because I was just like I did a little research on it and what it does to the skin and over time what it can do, and it's thinning your skin. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to be on prescriptions for the whole of my life, the whole rest of my life, right? For this illness that I have, because that's what it really is. It's a illness that your body is expressing to you that something is wrong. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor basically, I was asking, do you know anything that I can do, any natural things that I can do? And he basically told me off like, I'm not a natural doctor. I have medicine, and if you want the medicine, I can prescribe it to you. As he's writing a prescription, when I already told him no, I don't want it, he's writing this prescription for me. And I just threw it in the garbage, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with the doctors, the dermatologists. I'm done. They don't know, or they're not giving the information that they know, because hopefully if they knew, they would tell us, but he didn't. That one specific one. And I think God sent me that one to really catapult me on my journey of saying, you know what, we're done with this, we're going all in natural. After that though, I was natural in a way, but I was getting facials and I was going to an esthetician and I was getting chemical peels. Now, with the chemical, well, this was kind of, it all kind of melds together for me in my mind around the time that I decided to do the natural way, right? I might be getting things mixed up here with the timeline, but either way, there was a point in time where I was going to the esthetician and my skin was clear. Okay, my skin was clearer than it is now. And that's because I was getting chemical peels every month. Chemical peels. I would have to hide away for a week because my skin would be peeling. But boy, after that peel, if you know, you know, the skin just glows, the skin is fresh. But then I thought about it and I'm like, dang, every month I am peeling the skin off my face. Well, I'm not actually, you're not supposed to actually peel it, but the skin on my face is peeling off. Oh, no, 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 no. I stopped that too because she had given me a product from Image Skincare, and it was I think it was salicylic acid. She gave me a salicylic acid facial cleanser, and there was also a what's it called? I think it's benzoyl peroxide treatment. So I was using that plus getting chemical peels. Of course, my skin was clear. But the thing about having false clear skin is you're always going to be afraid that something's going to come back. When you do it naturally, you know that you have done the things, you put things in order, put things in place so that your skin, you are comfortable with your skin. You know what your skin looks like, right? When you're having chemical peels or using all these topical treatments, you don't know what your actual skin looks like. And what acne is a cry for help from your body. Your body's literally pushing out toxins through your skin and it's showing up on your face for a reason, right? We are spiritual, we are soul, we are mind, body, and soul creatures. We are three-part creatures. So when something like that is wrong in a deep, deep, very physically apparent way, it's a cry for help. Something's going on inside. And when you keep covering it up, how are you going to know? What are you telling your body? You're literally dismissing a whole part of yourself. You're dismissing that body. And by doing that, you're dismissing the other parts of yourself too. All right. So I might touch more on this as I continue, as I go through this list. But let me just give you my top three, which I was already supposed to give you. But number one, like I said, Jesus, because God has given me the faith that He can do anything. So He can clear my skin naturally. It's not impossible. Unlike what the doctors attempt to make you feel. Like there's nothing out here that's going to work. You need this medicine. Wrong. 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 And I've gone to many estheticians too. And nothing has worked until I've done these things. So, Jesus, the next thing I would say is probiotics. Oh my goodness. Yes, probiotics. Probiotics are the one thing that you can do immediately that will probably have the fastest change in your skin. And I mean this wholeheartedly. And I love you so much. Go get you some probiotics if you're not taking probiotics already. And if you are taking probiotics, attempt to do more natural probiotics, such as kimchi, such as sauerkraut, garlic kraut. Get into some coconut yogurt. Some kombuchas are really good if they have kind of low sugar and things like that. Get into the very natural ways of getting in your probiotics, those probiotic supplements. I don't really trust them that much. I know with yogurt they are putting probiotics in it, but it still feels different than taking probiotic supplements. Now, who knows? One day I might take a probiotic supplement because I'm really like probiotics instantly changed my skin. Instantly. I was in Curacao and I spoke to this woman. I was telling her about what I wanted to change, and she told me go get some probiotics, get some fermented foods. So I had fasted, and then after my fast, she told me, break your, and she completely, you know, shocked my mind with what I could actually break my fast with. But she told me to break my fast with, avocados. Those melons are good, which I was already aware of, but also fermented foods. She made sure to put an emphasis on fermented foods. And boy, ever since I've implemented fermented foods into my eating style, game changer, game changer. So, Jesus, probiotics, and more natural sources of probiotics. And the third thing is oil cleansing. Now, oil cleansing was very intimidating at first because if you have a breakout, that's severe and scary looking, and you go and put oil on it, it feels almost counterintuitive. It feels like, what am I doing right now? Am I helping or hurting? But over time, week by week, month by month, you will see that the oil cleansing is a major. Okay, I'm telling you my top three. Oil cleansing over time. Now you need to find the right oil that is going to be right for your skin. I can't tell you that. A dermatologist probably can't tell you that. Maybe a really good esthetician could tell you that. Maybe someone who looks at your skin with a microscope and does patch tests on you could tell you which oil is best. But the person who knows is actually you, because you will feel safe with that oil. You'll feel safe putting it on your skin. The first oil that I use to oil cleanse is hemp seed oil. Pure hemp seed oil I would use to cleanse my face. My skin loved it. I would do it for a very long time, and I would when you oil cleanse, you start to feel, it's sort of a way of exfoliation. So you start to feel all the dirt that is underneath your skin and in your pores start to come out, and it'll feel like beads in your hands. So you just keep doing that until you just don't feel like it. Like, you don't have to overdo it, but when you're first starting, you definitely want to get in there. But if you're afraid, don't do it for long. Do it for a little bit, right? But oil cleansing is so good. Now, the oil cleanser that I use is the Honey Girl cleanser, facial cleanser. That is a oil cleanser. It has like olive oil, honey, I think lemon oil or something like that, and some water. That's a really good oil cleanser, and it removes so much dirt out of my face. I don't oil cleanse every day. I'm just not there yet. In the future, perhaps I might be, right? But I oil cleanse twice a week because that's what I feel comfortable with right now. Like I said, I'm freshly okay with my skin in a natural way, and this is such a relief. And I really want to encourage anyone who's going through severe breakouts, and I'm not going to show y'all what my breakouts looked like, but just know, okay, just know they were bad. And I just want to encourage you to know that you can overcome this, and it's not meant to be forever. You just have to really get in touch with yourself, stop hiding behind things, and let's move on to the next few. So you went Jesus, probiotics. All right. Another thing that this would be in the top three, but it's not. This should really be like, I wish there was, if I had a top five, this would be in it. Fasting. Fasting. You hear that? I had to bang on the table because fasting of all types really is going to help clear the pipes in your system. I remember I went to this moon circle thing, and this lady, she was probably like 10 years older than me or something, but I had a breakout, and she was kind of looking at me, and she said, clear the pipes. And I was just like at this point, I had disconnected from my identity of someone who had unclear skin, and I had stepped into my new identity of someone who was working toward clear skin, or even having it most of the time. Sometimes I might get something, and that was one of those times. Now I'm like, nah, we're not even getting nothing like that no more. But at that time, I had disconnected from that identity. And so when she said clear the pipes, it wasn't triggering. Sometimes people will give you unsolicited advice, or just advice in general, trying to help you because they see you're struggling, and it can be triggering. But when you have detached from the identity of that person who struggles with their skin, it won't be triggering anymore. You just kind of sit there and you look, like I just listened to her, and I understood exactly where she was coming from, because she just wanted to help me. She was not coming for me, whatever. But I really keep that saying in my head, because you have to clear the pipes. You have to imagine your body like it's a machine, right? You're putting all these things into this machine, all this food. You want this machine to perform, but you're not giving it the sustenance, the nutrients that it needs. Number one, you're eating all this food, but if you're not working out hard, if you're not being really strong in the gym, workouts, being like an athlete, for the way that I'm not gonna say you, but for the way that some people eat, it's gonna show up somewhere else in the body, because you're overdoing it. You're over stuffing yourself. People who can eat a lot is because they burn it off, because they're very active. And so fasting really helps to let the body clean itself. Let the body reset and allow. I have videos on fasting too if you want to go check those out. I will link them in the description, because fasting changed my life in so many different ways, especially in the area of faith, right? Because with prayer and fasting is how you increase your faith, but fasting really helped me to see physical changes in my body that I never even knew were possible. Every time I fasted, my skin basically jumped the timeline and got clearer. It was amazing. It was crazy. And the fasts I did were water fasts. That's my preferred type of fast for intense healing. I tried a dry fast for 24 hours. That was cool. It actually wasn't that bad because I only did 24 hours. I might try more dry fast because they're supposed to be even more effective than water fasting. If you don't know what a dry fast is, it is no water and no food. A water fast is just water and herbs, like herbal teas. A fruit fast is just fruit. A juice fast is just juice, whether that's fruit juice or vegetable juice, and it's pure, not anything added with sugar, just those things. So, fasting in any of those capacities is going to really help your body to heal, because skin disorders are an illness. So, when you're breaking out really badly on your face, skin disorder is a disease, and you need to allow your body to heal itself. Give it a break, and it will heal itself, and you will see that. So I would do 3-day fast, 4-day fast, 7-day fast, mixing water and fruit fasting. And every time I did that, my skin got clearer, and I plan on doing more so that my skin can continue to get clearer and clearer, so that my body can heal itself over and over again. I'm going to be fasting for the rest of my life. There's some people who eat every single day and they haven't fasted one day in their life. You're 40, 50 years old. You've eaten every single day of your life for the most part, and you've never fasted for more than 1, 2, 3 days. Your body needs a break. Your body needs to reset. Your cells, basically, when you fast, your cells are able to, your body's able to stop digesting food and stop working on that. So your cells are able to recycle the old parts. I have to sneeze. Okay, God bless me. You have to allow your cells to recycle their old parts and build anew. Your cells are ditching the waste and coming new, coming alive. All right, and fasting is almost an art. There's a way to do it. There's ways that you want to help your body. And one of those ways is by using the bathroom. If you're water fasting or dry fasting or juice fasting and you're not getting food, which means you're not stimulating your colon, you're likely not going to use the bathroom. But using the bathroom is very important when fasting. You need to eliminate that waste out of your body that is accumulating. Because when your cells are recycling the old parts, ditching all that waste is accumulating somewhere. And where does waste mainly go out? Through your colon, your butt. So you need to be letting that happen, and that's gonna like amp up the process. That is so amazing. And to do this, you could either do like a senna tea laxative during this time, a herbal laxative, very natural, or some oxy powder is really good to help eliminate that waste from your body during fasting. And this is actually one of the things that helped me, is using these detoxing methods to get waste out of my body. The senna tea, the oxy powder, even watermelon is like a laxative. If you just eat watermelon for a day, you get a laxative and a fruit fast, 2 in 1. And so if I had a crazy weekend where I was eating a lot, or I went somewhere to eat and I just don't feel great, I make sure to empty that out of my bowels because I'm not letting it sit inside me. And I know that sometimes I have to do more to get it out than what my body would normally do, right? I like to assist it because that waste elimination is so important. The gut, y'all should know about gut health if you're on this channel. Okay, this is a health channel. I am a health coach. My name is Kira. Click the link in the description to work with me. So gut health is probably the number one thing that contributes to overall health. Honestly, probiotics help with that, but also eliminating the waste out of your colon is going to help with that as well. Okay, so definitely do that. And another strong way to eliminate the waste out of your colon is actually to get a colonic. Now, a colonic can be an uncomfortable experience, but it is an experience that I definitely recommend because if you have been eating your whole life and you haven't fasted and you're experiencing illness and you may have been eating junk food, not great food, then definitely get a colonic. And what a colonic is it's basically a treatment. You don't. It's not a doctor type of thing. It's more of a holistic health type of thing. Excuse me. And so basically, you go to a colonic place, a hydrocolon therapy. Sometimes they call it that, hydrocolon therapy, and you get this thing. They put it in your anus, and it shoots water up into your colon. Okay, it shoots water into your colon, and then it goes all the way. It feels crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, it feels crazy. But they shoot the water up, and then as the water leaves the colon, so does every piece of waste that's up in there. Maybe not everything, but a lot. You're gonna be amazed at what comes out of your body because I promise you, there's stuff in there from years ago that you don't even know was in there. It's so important to get it out. That's why when people get older, they get colonoscopies, right? You want to be ahead of the curve and go ahead and get your colonic. Get a colonic. It's gonna feel weird after, like afterwards. I was so tired, and boy, was I thirsty. I was so parched. I was thirsty, but I slept because it took a toll on my body for sure. And maybe the next day, couple days after I got that colonic, my skin was glowing. Glowing. My skin looked so amazing after that. I was like looking in the mirror like, "Whoa, what did I do?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I got that colonic." So, clearing the bowels is another way that you are going to clear your skin. I mentioned fasting. And fruit fasting is amazing, especially if you want to ease yourself into the fast where you're not eating, like water fasting or dry fasting. Just eating fruit is challenge enough, but it's definitely a challenge because we're so used to eating, but fruits have such high hydration that they are going to help our bodies. Most of our bodies are dehydrated, so those fruits really give us some vitamins, those sugars that are going to provide energy in a very sustaining and almost spiritual way. And fruits are just fruits are really God's original food for us, along with herbs. I made a video about this too that I will link in the description. So when we are eating this, it's almost primal. It's like your body needs this, and the hydrating factor of fruits is giving your body a break because it's going to be very easy for your body to digest. Most fruits digest in 15-30 minutes, right? You got bananas, which take a while longer, dried fruits, which take a while longer, and you want to do less of these during your fruit fast. It's more of those juicy fruits, the grapes, the papaya, the mangoes, the berries, the melons, all those juicy fruits, the soursop, the citrus, the oranges, the grapefruit. Those are really going to Cleanse your body. Like for fruits, I really recommend grapes and watermelon. All right. Those two are so good. Grapes are seeded grapes, seeded watermelon, all the fruits seeded. But those grapes and watermelon have properties that, whoa, whoa. They're gonna, woo, cleanse your body. Another cleanse that you can do is basically herbal cleanses, like a parasite cleanse. I did a parasite cleanse a couple times, and those I definitely saw a difference in my skin. The first time I did a parasite cleanse, I paired it with water fasting. The second time, I just fasted on the last week of my parasite cleanse, but clearing those parasites, detoxing those heavy metals out of your body, especially if you're doing a herbal cleanse. When you're doing a herbal cleanse, it's gonna have multiple effects on the body. So it might clear those parasites out, but also clear heavy metals. So doing these things is really going to clear the pipes in your body, cleanse the passageways, right? Give those detox passageways a reset. The liver, the kidney, the adrenals, all these things, the colon, they all need help, especially if you are American, because we have fast food everywhere. I mean, there's fast food everywhere in other places too. I can't even say that for Americans, but I will say society does make the American diet look horrendous, and it is depending on who you are. But let's move on to the next one. So we went over cleanses. That's another one. Fasting is a way to cleanse, like cleanse, detox, fasting, all those things, especially those herbal ones, to really heal the body. Next, we want to go into hydration. Hydration is super important, but it's different than you think. Like people say, drink a gallon of water a day. If you're like me and you're 5 feet, maybe you don't need, 115, 120 pounds. You might not need, maybe sometimes 125 pounds. You might not need a gallon of water a day, okay? But maybe if you're 5'8", 5'5", 5'7", 140, you might need a gallon of water. I don't know, but I know there's a way to calculate how much you need. I tend to go on how thirsty I am, but also I just sip water throughout the day because I know I need more hydration. Another way to be hydrated is celery, coconut water, those fruits that I was discussing, those juicy fruits, all of those have structured water, which is going to hydrate your body even better than spring water can, because they're fruit. Like the fruits just, they're taken by the body. The body uses the hydration immediately. It flushes you out. It's just amazing. There's people out there who don't drink spring water. They just drink coconut water, which is water from a fruit. Coconut is a fruit. And they eat fruit. And they are so hydrated. They don't need water like us people who might eat cooked foods, but we need water. And there's a video about water by Dr. Mona Harrison and how important it really is for our bodies that I will link, because we need that. You need to, that video blew my mind completely, okay? Blew my mind. So I'll link that below. Okay, my camera is trying to die on me, so I'm gonna speed through these. Next, stop looking at your breakouts in the mirror. You get so close to your face in the mirror and you're looking at your breakouts. Stop doing that. When I stopped doing that, they basically almost disappeared. They subsided. And it's because when you're looking at something, that's your focus, that's where your energy flows. You're looking at it, your brain might be thinking and telling yourself, ew, like what is that? Oh my gosh, another one. Nah, stop looking at it. Like it's gonna be hard to stop looking, but stop looking at it and I promise you, you will see some results. Maybe not promise, but I like saying that because it worked for me so well, and it's more of a mental thing about how our brains work. Like you're seeing it all over your face, and it's because you're seeing it all over your face. You're continually looking. So stop looking at it so closely in the mirror. Just wash your face, get on with it. And this also helps with vanity, right? You'll just get more beautiful over time. And I mean, helps with vanity by you basically stop caring so much about your appearance. All right. So another thing that I did is made my future self my coach. So when I was washing my face, I would imagine my future self with the clearest skin possible as my coach, telling me what to do. And I still do this today because there are new levels of clear skin that I would like to reach, right? I don't have the absolute most clearest glass skin, but that is absolutely positively next in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. So make your future self your coach. Just imagine yourself. Use your imagination and visualize them standing next to you. It might feel a little scary at first, like, oh my gosh, whoa, but they're going to help you. They're only going to give you the advice. You'll be surprised at what your future self would come up with in your imagination, telling you what to do. We spoke about oil cleansing. Now, natural skincare, natural face masks, right? So honey, bentonite clay, sea moss, neem powder. With all these natural things, you need to figure out what your skin likes and what it doesn't like. I know my skin does not like tea tree oil. It does not like rose water. It is not really, it's okay with witch hazel, but it's not like I love witch hazel. These are things that many people use that are staples in many people's skincare routine, but not for me. Stop listening to other people's skincare routines and trying to follow that. You need to stop using medication. You need to see what your skin is speaking to you. When it does, see what it likes. Oh, when I use honey, my skin loves that. So, of course, I'm going to keep using it. But if you're covering it up with medicine and stuff like that, you don't know what's angering your skin. You don't know what it's actually happening inside of you, but your body will tell you exactly what it likes. So I know my skin likes honey. I know my skin likes bentonite clay. It used to sea moss on my face. Sometimes it worked, but over time I stopped doing that. Also with neem powder, over time I stopped doing that. But very much in the beginning, those four things were helping me so much. I still use honey and bentonite clay to this day. Simple face mask. Mix some honey and some bentonite clay in a Dixie cup with a wooden spoon. Apply it on my face. Let it sit 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. Wash it off in the shower. Boom. Face mask doesn't have to sit on for an hour, and it really shouldn't. It's too much. Diet, big one. Eating style. I'm okay with the word diet now because it's just most people understand what I'm saying. When I say eating style, they don't really understand that much, and I want you to understand. So diet, yes, I went vegan to heal and to understand my body better. I went vegan basically because that's an elimination diet in a way, and it is allowing me to see what my body can thrive on, what it needs, any gaps. And also when you're vegan, like how I was eating mostly plant foods. So I was eating a lot of healing foods, a lot of whole foods. I wasn't eating a lot of vegan junk. Therefore, my body was able to heal faster. It was able to use all the nutrients from the vegetables, from the fruits that I was eating, right? You don't have to go vegan like me, but definitely watch what you eat. What you eat is so important, and it's going to show up on your skin somehow. It's going to show up. Eat hydrating foods. Eat the foods that have the vitamins which your body needs most. You will know. You can use an app like Chronometer and look at 1 day, 2 days, 3 days of what you eat. See what vitamins you're missing and see what foods have those vitamins, and then start including them more into your diet, because that's how you know. Like if you have low iron or something like that, that could be affecting your skin. Low zinc, that could be affecting your skin. This is something that I'm going to continue to work on and elaborate in my diet because I want glass skin next. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to keep going. Another thing I did was change my pillowcases at least 2 times a week. Why? Because she told some mad bacteria, bro. You're sweating in your sleep. You need to change them sheets. You need to change those pillowcases at least, definitely twice a week. Okay? Don't let me start freestyling right now. I'm just going really fast. Another thing, I don't eat any type of dairy. If I eat dairy, my body does not like that, okay? I even watch baristas make my drinks now because I have to, because I've had people make mistakes and give me dairy. And I don't like that. My body doesn't like that. So no dairy, no chicken, because they put mad hormones in the chicken. They feed the chicken soy, which can affect women's hormones, which can affect women's hormones in your cycle. Your ovaries make you have PMS, make you have all different types of ovary and menstrual and vaginal and uterus disorders that we don't need. We don't need cysts. We don't need anything like that. So, chicken, if you're going to eat chicken, you might as well go to the farm and kill it yourself. I also stopped eating meat. Similar reason. Um, my body doesn't need meat at this point in time. I'm not working that hard. I'm not active that much to feel like I can eat meat and burn it off and not have the negative effects of acid forming in my body from the meat. I'm not doing that. I eat fish now. I was fully vegan up until about 5 months ago, and or maybe even longer than that. But I started eating fish. My body has reacted well. It loves the fish. It's cool. Caribbean roots. We was definitely eating fish. The sea's right there. You know what I'm saying? All right. So no dairy. I don't do chicken. Maybe when I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you because I'm always learning. I'm always listening to my what my body needs. But absolutely no dairy. But if your ancestors ate dairy, dairy might be good for you, and it might even be a good option for probiotics. It just depends on how your body processes it. But many black people no dairy. All right, you're lactose intolerant, babe. Put the dairy down. Okay. Um, all right, another thing, this is a very spiritual one, more in a work focus one. So I was doing the things that I feared because my skin wasn't clear. So there were things that I was missing out on, maybe like a party. I wasn't partying though, but maybe like a class or a networking event that I didn't want to go to because I felt like my skin's not clear enough. I don't want people looking. I started doing those things and I would look people in the eyes and I would just talk to them. And you find that people look at you, they smile, they see your soul. When you stop seeing yourself in a negative light, when you stop pitying yourself, people will start to see you for who you are. Promise. So start doing the things that you fear only because your skin is holding you back. Do not let your skin hold you back. This is how you will quantum leap. All right. You do one thing, you will see. You'll feel proud of yourself. You'll realize it wasn't that bad. Just keep doing those things that you fear. All right. Another thing I did was release those toxic people out of my life. All right. Any type of toxic, let it go, let it go, let it go. And these people who saw me as the person I was and not who I was becoming, or who tried to persuade me into being in the world, get thee behind. Okay, my Christians, they understand what I'm saying. If you don't, just look up get thee behind. And yeah, I released toxic people who maybe knew me for years as my skin was breaking out, and as I'm trying to become this new person, I have to let you go because your brain is not where my brain is, and I need this to heal myself. Okay, and if they're toxic, they gotta go. All right, another thing, no weed, no alcohol, and no sex. All right, I don't even want to explain that. Those are very fleshly things to be doing. Weed, I don't mess with weed anymore. You think you're being productive, you think you're being smart, but you're really not. Like, your brain could be doing way better if you were, unless you're someone like Wiz Khalifa who now lives and thrives on weed. You're not Wiz, likely, unless Wiz is watching this, but you're not Wiz. So stop smoking. It's just putting you in a mood like in a superiority complex, which is okay sometimes, but when it comes to weed, what happens when you come down off that high, brother? You're not you're not that guy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're that guy. But you will feel more like that guy with no weed, no alcohol, and sex, unless you're in a marriage, okay? And sometimes wine is alright, right? We're not we're not like, wine is good at times. I had a little champagne the other day in my raisins. And I had some too. All right, so anyways, next thing I did was lots of alone time and protecting myself as I was changing. This is very important because when your skin on your face is breaking out, that is so frustrating. It can bring on so much insecurity and lack of confidence. I'm sorry if my energy is very rushed right now. I just don't want my camera to die because I'm only filming this. I'm only filming this. All right. But I just want to say, when you're healing yourself, spend a lot of time alone. You have to give yourself grace, and so protect yourself during this time. Imagine like your child has broken its leg and you're in the wild. You have to protect that child from any wild beasts, right? The people out here are wild beasts today. Most of them are not conscious beings. They're just walking, talking, breathing animals. and I love them still. But you might need to protect yourself, right? Like you might love a wolf because it's pretty or it's strong, but it's still a wild beast. And so protect yourself from the wild beasts of the world and spend some time alone, getting to know your body, getting to know what your body likes, food that your body likes. Another thing I did that I did not write here actually is stop eating the foods that my body didn't like. Two of those foods are chocolate and popcorn. Hopefully, one day I can reincorporate these things into my diet, into my eating style because I love them so much. But for you, look out for the foods that you can't live without, you love so much. Those might be causing you to break out. Maybe you have some type of negative attachment to it. Who knows? But for me, it seems harmless, right? Chocolate and popcorn, really, but I might have had some negative attachment to it, so it was making me break out. I don't eat them anymore. But chocolate for sure, I really want to get back into. Like, I love chocolate. I love it. Okay. And yeah, I mentioned already, stop trying everyone else's skincare routine. Build yours from the ground up and make sure you're only testing one product at a time, one at a time for at least 2 weeks to see how it reacts. When you try multiple things at once and you might have a breakout, it's like, well, is it this? Is it this? Is it that ingredient in this? Or is it that ingredient in this? You don't know. Stick to very simple products. Some brands that I can recommend that I like are Earth Harbor. Earth Harbor has great skincare. I'll say Miracle Botanicals is really good as well. Uh what else? My skincare routine is so simple. Honey Girl, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, just also the website Pretty Organic Girl. If you type in Pretty Organic Girl, she has a list of basically clean ingredients, face wash, skincare, serums, all types of beauty products that are clean. And that is where I get my recommendations from, Pretty Organic Girl. Okay, because that's like Pretty Organic Girl. Hello. And so you want to go to a trusted source. Find something with minimal ingredients. Read them intricately. Look up what each one is if you don't know what it is. Is it bad? Then skip that product. Move to one that is good because there are plenty of brands out here that are doing great. All right. Also, this video will not have a blog. The blog for this week is something kind of juicy. I'm going to mention it a little bit right here. And I'm also going to link it in the description for you. So if you did not know, the word business, right, derives from the word busyness, which derives from a word that means anxiety. So when people say, oh, I have a business, it means I have an anxiety, and words are very important. The power of the tongue is important. So all these people, all of us entrepreneurs are saying, yeah, I have a business. I'm running two successful businesses. I have two thriving businesses. But really what you're saying is you have two thriving anxieties, right? Your things that are keeping you busy doing busy work. I don't want to see my businesses in this way, right? I don't want to see them as anxiety. So I'm thinking about changing the word business in my vocabulary to happiness. Like I have two happinesses, and it might sound silly, it might sound weird, but at one point the word business wasn't used as commonly as it is now. So if you're on this type of wave with me, if you're down to join the club and say I have two happinesses, like I have two thriving happinesses, my happiness is thriving, my happiness brought in $5,000 this day or whatever, because it kind of flows like busyness, happiness, right? Why wouldn't you want your business to be something that makes you happy instead of anxious? Because happy is good. Happy means joy, and it's really a gift to yourself. And when I think of my business, my happiness, I think of it as something that is a gift to the world, that brings light, that brings joy, right? That is healing, such as happiness, right? So when I'm working, I don't want to be keeping busy. I'm working because I want to be keeping happy. And that really just changes the energy behind working on my happinesses so much, so greatly. So check that blog out. We're going to discuss a bit of etymology. I hope all these things help you on your journey. I want to encourage you and know that your skin will be clear. All right. Just do the things to learn your body, and it is completely possible to stop having major hormonal acne, major cystic acne, major breakouts. All right. I love you so much. Stay golden.